Hello everybody, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues, my Enclave playthrough. This is episode 9. Wow, it is... I don't remember the last time we got to a series 9. For like 9 episodes in a series. This feels weird, to be honest. I don't know the last time we got here. I have to check something real quick. What do you do restoring Carson City? Once the old capital of Nevada, before the Great War, Carson City was ruled over by the Yakuza for the longest time before the Neutrino gangs forced them out. Now that we are trying to re-establish a legitimate government, we can't be bothered with state-level issues, and it's time for Carson City to be restored as the Nevada city capital. Sure, why not? And what do? You give us 2 building slots, 2 anti-air, and 5 air bases. Sure, why not? I think I got a comment, I think, last video. I'm trying to find it. Or I've been trying to find it, sure as Hold on. Open in new tab. Okay, so that didn't help me in the slightest. Let's see. Okay. So, the reason I was getting all those factories, yeah, it was from coring stuff. From the power grids. I'm just gonna go do this for more building slots, why not? Max power goes down a little bit, but we don't really gotta worry about that at this point. I feel like once this sparks, we should have some time. I wanna sabotage the supply lines, like when I go in, because if I hit it too early, then that could very well be disastrous. I could end up dying or losing really badly. Still got troops down here. They're holding the line. Unfortunately, the troops, I don't like how many troops there are right here. That's worrying to me. I think I could probably go around them, maybe encircle them and cut them off, but I don't know. Let's see, sufficient, insufficient. Composite materials. There's no one left to invade. There's legit no one else to invade. I can't until I get rebuilding rebuilding a nation comes on, and then at that point I've already defeated the NCR. I can't do anything else with that. I mean, what I'm doing right now is a start infantry school so I can get better stuff for my units. I mean, then this will be incredibly helpful. Maybe I could work into mechanized, I guess, but I can't do any of that right now. I kind of want to re-get the Air Force back in. I'm very certain I could put planes out, but the problem is there are planes and we can't rebuild them. So unfortunately, it's just not quite available to us right now. I think we got planes. I thought we got planes. Yeah, we got monoplane fighters, so we can deploy those. But like, we can't deploy anything else, and we don't have enough. I just put them on the production line. Yeah, I did. So they're not nearly close enough to being done. We need infantry equipment. We should be able to take care of that though. Units stationed out near the Mojave Wasteland are reporting that they are picking up radio signals coming from the northern Mojave past Nellis Airfield Base, and they're of Enclave origin. Checking our records, we have no units stationed in that region. It might be other remnants. Given that all has been going on, this could be a break we need. If it is, I'll take it. Stonks. We aren't quite sure what it index against advice from our esteemed advisor Germany. This investment has done great in growing the wealth of our nation. Bull maybe bear. I'm okay. I expected the thing to pop right back up, but it didn't, so that was odd. The Mojave Enclave. We managed to establish contact with a General Jameson of the Enclave. What few records we have make no mention of a General Jameson, though we do have a Captain Jameson in our records. He is a subordinate to a General Rowlandson, who was sent out into the Mojave to secure Nellis Airfield Base and the Hoover Dam just before the rig went down. For obvious reasons, they were never heard from again. It is possible that they survived. If it's possible they survived, then we can use all the help we can get, especially a band of survivors who have managed to hold out this long. Dispatch a search team. Gets event last of the Western Enclave. So they should be down here somewhere, I think. In, like, physically speaking. Oh, okay. Rebirth of Carson City. Wonderful. We're just getting all the events today. Alright, I just gotta make sure of one thing real quick. Yes, I am. Alright, wonderful. It seems that Carson City is sharing the inverse of what is going on in New Reno. By the time our power armored troops and auxiliaries arrived, most of New Reno's gangs were on their last leg and surrendering. Thus, Carson City was spared much of the heavy urban fighting seen in New Reno. The inverse, however, is that while much of New Reno is being rebuilt, Carson City is being neglected. Well, was anyway. First and foremost, while New Reno is being set up as our temporary capital here in the West, we've suddenly found ourselves short-handed on how to deal with the rest of the state, as most of our members are trying to deal with issues that are at a national level. This shortcoming could quickly, very quickly, come back to haunt us as the state collapses into a lawless wasteland. Now, some have suggested we use Vault City as the state capital, but we don't need the Vault ruling over the entire state, and we need that power closer to home so we can control it. Thankfully, Carson City has all the answers we need for this. As the old state capital, much of its infrastructure was preserved by the Yakuza after the war in their attempts to rule over Nevada, at least until the gangs of New Reno ejected them for causing too much trouble. We set up an interim state government to run things at the local level, such as maintaining the state police to investigate crime and other issues that don't concern us, and emergency services so army units aren't tied down. Seems the Yakuza, or rather the Japanese, have returned to the city and are restoring their old homes and shops after having been chased out. The city's nascent police department and more than a few army units have informed them absolutely no funny business, lest they be thrown out into the wasteland again. They've agreed to put their life of crime behind them, as living comfortably under Enclave guns is a better life than out in the wastes. We do have to admit that it is nice seeing some of the Japanese architecture return to the city. Nice to see it back. So we get 2 infrastructure for free for New Reno? Or the New Reno outskirts? What's the infrastructure level for that? Hold on, let me... Construction. So that's up to 6, so holy, that's a lot of power. It seems our project to infrastructure to get supplies down here is going well. That's good, that's good. I'm gonna put you on my list so I can get more composite materials out of you. Infrastructure is our main focus at the moment. Civilian power grids, we can put one here, here, and one here. Okay, so I'm gonna bump those up to the top of my list. These civilian power grids allow state to speed cords, so in terms of importance, they're high on the list. Let's see. There is not a whole bunch of states left to be cored for the most part. Resistance is pretty much down to 0. Compliance is pretty much 100, or at the very least 70 something. Mostly down here on more recently taken territories at least. But it's not half bad. I want to do this exactly like when we go to war with the NCR. But to do that, I want to get other things out. Let's see. I have, I believe, 3 Clash of Steel. Okay, our event must have triggered just now. So we have 3 regular forces, but we only have 1 power armor division force. Lost Hills has gone out. In the face of overwhelming pressure, the fragile ceasefire between the new California Republic and the long-beleaguered Western Brotherhood of Steel has collapsed. For the second time in recent history, laser fire illuminates Maxon as the NCR and Brotherhood mobilize for a resumption of full-scale warfare. President Aaron Kimball has made a speech proclaiming that Brotherhood terrorists will be crushed, while the Western Brotherhood is expected to activate underground partisan networks and call in support from the many Brotherhood chapters scattered throughout the wasteland. As fighting in Southern California quickly grows to an intensity that exceeds even that of the bloody guerrilla campaign waged by the Brotherhood throughout the 2260s, one thing is clear: this will be the final war between Lost Hills and Shady Sands. It has come to this. So they declared war. Caesar's making some decent progress. If they can break into the Mojave here, the Mojave territories, and they capitulate, I'm pushing the button. I'm pushing the button. We're going in. I'm gonna sabotage Caesar and go in myself. Infantry school. I want this infantry school thing to finish up so we can go for more bear-centric things. Fall of the National... Wait, what? Word from Oklahoma has come out. The last patrol capital has been overrun. The forces of Cherokee Nation have inflicted heavy casualties upon the guardsmen, with them falling back to their defensive lines, which may not hold. That's very unfortunate, son. The fall of the National Guard. Okay, so I think we're all... I don't think we have anything else here. So we could go for Arsenal of Democracy, maybe. That would get us, I think, more factories and move us down this way. I'm not certain which one of these would be better, actually, between the two. You're promising. But you're also promising, which is the problem. I like this. Particularly this, because it gives me more vertebrates. Probably How We Fight is what I want to go for next. The American Juggernaut is really the way I want to go. Last of the Western Enclave. Okay, let's read this. Our search team is reporting they've made contact with the Mojave Enclave, or rather what is left of them anyway. They've been hiding out in the Mojave under the NCR's nose, and were hesitant to reveal themselves during our broadcasts back in 2274. But when they detected our signals coming from much closer than the depot, they decided to reach out. According to our search team, they are not in the best shape, as attrition and the intervening 30 years has left them in no better state than we were back in 2275. They've been holed up in an old command bunker northeast of Vegas, keeping the place barely functional through scavenging missions in and around Vegas. As for their personnel, it's just like how the depot was. Those that were around during the fall have aged. Their children make up the bulk of their strength of numbers, and there is a new generation being trained from birth, all wielding the same power armor and weapons they had since the fall of Navarro. They're in a sorry state, and we are glad that some sort of Enclave force has come back to power in the West. Speaking with General Jameson, turns out they went through their own little schism between hardliners and radicals akin to our reformers and purists. Thankfully, the radicals won, otherwise we might be having a resurgent purist in our midst. Additional vertebrates have been dispatched to bring them to Fort Sierra and get them settled in. I'll meet them when they arrive. Gets event the Sierra and Mojave Enclaves. Oh, that's so cool. That is legit awesome. It's possible they're going to start pushing into the Mojave territories. They're managing to hold the dam, Hoover Dam here, and the crossings for the most part, from what I can see. But Lost Hills is doing a lot. So who is the NCR at war at this point in time? California, San Francisco chapter, Lost Hills, and Caesar's Legion. Caesar's Legion is only at war with these two guys, and they have a good friendship with the 80s. Mojave, same guys as the NCR. Francisco, San Francisco chapter is at war with these guys, and have good relationship with the Lost Hills. Same the other way around. There is a decent amount of other brotherhoods, but this one, for some reason, this is interesting. There's another faction out here, but this brotherhood has no connection with them. Sisters of... Oh, no. The Sisters of Steel are at war with MacArthur. Oh, no. If they win, that means MacArthur is going down, and if MacArthur goes down, that means we have to fight the Sisters of Steel, who have taken all of their territory at that point. This isn't good. We need power armor divisions. We need a lot of power armor divisions, and we need them, like, now. Okay, the next line should be done soon enough. I can work with that. That isn't too bad. Infantry school. Okay, wonderful. I can get this. That's nice. How we fight. Okay. Everything's happening at the same time, and it's making me panic. And we're only 16 minutes in. The Sierra and Mojave Enclaves. Grant stood at the landing pad at Fort Sierra as the vertibird carrying General Jameson and his command staff touched down. First out was General Jameson himself, who was notified that he would be meeting the president of the Sierra Enclave. Seeing as this was the first true authority the general had known in years, he saluted his new president. Following him was a Major General Swanson, commander of the Mojave Enclave's Air Corps, who saluted the president in kind as well. Much to Grant's surprise, a female ghoul stepped out of the vertibird as well, and Jameson caught on to this immediately. This is Dr. Strangelove. She's a pre-war robotics engineer and, well, also my ancestor. Grant nodded his head. Well, nice to know we're not the only enclave that decided to accept ghouls. I'm sure she can find a place here in Nevada or beyond. The Enclave accepting ghouls? Now I've seen everything, rasped the doctor, clearly not used to being accepted. Last to step out of the vert was a large man in power armor. Even in power armor, the figure was tall and imposing. A bright colonel rank was emblazoned on their chest. Colonel Arch Dornan, Jr., reporting for duty, Mr. President. Grant's jaw dropped. Wait, Arch Dornan, Jr.? As in son of Sergeant Major Arch Dornan. The very same, responded the colonel proudly. Your father is standing over there, screaming at new recruits, pointed out Granite. Dornan Jr. immediately turned around and laid eyes on his dad for the first time in over 30 years. Tale of Two Dornans. Ah, this is cute. This is nice. Tale of Two Dornans. Dornan Sr. himself hadn't paid too much attention to the happenings over the landing pad. His focus was on the soldiers he was tasked with training. In the years since the depot election, Dornan had trained up much of the Sierra Enclave soldiers. However, even for being a product of the Sarge program, his age was starting to creep up on him. His last orders were to train the next generation of drill sergeants and instructors for the military before finally retiring. Creeping up, however, was a bit of an understatement, as he was keeping up with the NCO's training to be drill sergeants and easily smoking them. So, when one of his aides spoke that an officer was standing at the edge of the drill pad, Dornan was notably irate. Ordering his platoon to the position of attention and then to stand at ease, he looked over to the power-armored officer, the large colonel rank seemingly mocking him. Dornan, of course, was a professional soldier and wasn't going to shout at an officer, instead walked over to inquire why said colonel was standing there. As Dornan approached, the armor opened and the officer inside stepped out. It was then Dornan saw the nameplate on the armor. Father and son reunited. Dornan stood frozen, his heart pounding in his chest, as his son stepped out of the imposing power armor, looking like he was staring at a ghost. Over 30 years had passed, and he had long moved on where he believed his son was gone forever. But there he was, in the flesh. If it wasn't for the searing heat, Dornan would think he was in a cruel dream. Junior took his position at parade rest, embodying the discipline instilled to him through years of military training. With a steady voice, he managed to speak the words that had been trapped within him for so long. Colonel Arch Dornan, Jr., reporting for duty, Dad. Dornan Sr.'s throat tightened as he approached his son. The sight before him was surreal. His boy had grown up into the spitting image of him in his younger years, yet in many ways, he still carried traces of the child he once was. Dornan Sr. stood at attention and, to everyone's surprise, saluted his son. With their eyes locked, an unspoken bond formed between them. Junior returned the salute with a mixture of pride and disbelief. Then, in an instant that felt like both an eternity and a fleeting moment, they came together in an embrace. Tears streamed down their faces as they held on to each other tightly. Against everything, they were united once more. Dornan Sr. stepped back slowly, trying to regain composure while wiping away the tears that betrayed him. He gazed at his boy, a man now, filled with an overwhelming sense of pride. Despite the uniform and rank that separated them in status, to Dornan Jr. would always be his boy, even if he was an officer. Gets events, the rest of the Mojave Enclave arrive.
This is Enclave
Okay, I have troops.
Enclave here.
Okay. You guys are going to be sorted into the next power armor division. I have the feeling that I'm going to get a very important, like, general or something. So, for the moment, I'm going to hold off and... should I restore one of these? It's tempting. Hold on. I'm getting sidetracked, I know, but I need more if I can get it. Okay, you're making good progress. That's good. Okay, we're going to unpause the game, and I want this event to fire. Oh. By the New California Republic has made the ultimate sacrifice and died in the line of duty. Reports from NCR sources are naturally sparse, but it appears that Gabrielle Bairstow is being tracked by NCR counterintelligence. It seems likely that she was about to be captured and either choose death to avoid getting out vital information under interrogation, or was killed by NCR agents while resisting arrest. The hero called to her final rest. That is incredibly unfortunate. I will not be able to put another one in. Excellent. Awesome. Cool. We get more caps out of that. We have a decent amount of caps right now. I'm going to do a Simulus. More development is good. How are they doing? They've touched on the Mojave territories. I'm gonna get ready to sabotage as soon as possible. I'm gonna just restore one of those two for the moment. The rest of the Mojave Enclave arrived. The rest of the Mojave Enclave has arrived, and we've taken full stock of them and where they are headed. So far, no other family relations such as the Dornans have popped up, save for the fact that Mojave Enclave Chief Quartermaster might be a cousin to Colonel Callahan, but they're not sure. The bulk of the Mojave Enclave is being folded into the army, and they had quite the stock of advanced power armor and energy weapons to boot. Most of the Mojave Enclave were used to operating in small unit tactics and surgical strikes at enemies in a form of guerrilla warfare, and it's going to be some time for them to adapt to large-scale formations again, no different than us. A bonus, however, was that Major General Swanson had managed to get up and running an old vertibird refueling station, and we've now got a few wings of vertibirds ready for deployment. Lastly, several of their operatives have joined up with Enclave intelligence. Colonel Callahan eager to have experienced field operatives conduct operations. Okay, the Mojave Enclave arrive at Fort Sierra. Now then, let's take America back. Operative Killian becomes an operative. Operative Scully becomes an operative. Gail Casador Akers becomes a flying ace. Carl Nightstalker Bezos becomes a flying ace. And we get 100 units of American VB-02 gunships added to the national stockpile.
Enclave here.
Wonderful. So now I have more
main
divisions. I'm sending you here.
This is Enclave main com.
I don't know where to send these guys, to be honest. Is there anything that I don't have garrisoned right now? Not particularly, no. I'll put you in a new army under a new field marshal. I do not have another field marshal. You'll be a field marshal. Congratulations, you've been promoted. I assume that's, yeah, that'll expire. Awesome.
This is Enclave main com.
So, you give me my best defensive guy. The fact that you are my best defensive guy worries me slightly. I'm gonna send you over here. I'm gonna get you trained up. That's what, 3 divisions, so 17. I should switch you guys over from the auxiliaries to the main force. Mojave power armor, not nearly as good as mine, but I can convert those. No problem. So I need this up to 17.
Enclave here.
Let me convert you guys to last American Army divisions. Cancel the Mojave auxiliaries and
This is Enclave main com.
what do you mean we'd go over? Oh, I see. Hmm. Hmm. I only really need one of those, so I can probably bring it back. Hmm. Yeah, I'll dial that back, so I don't have as many troops in training. That'll have to do, unfortunately. No matter. It's fine.
This is Enclave main com.
You guys don't have
This
a
is
current front
Enclave
line
main
or a
com.
general, so I'm gonna get you guys one. Problem is your supplies suck. You'll work.
Enclave here.
Whatever.
Enclave
I'll deploy
here.
you guys down to the far south.
Enclave
What general
here.
do you belong to? You belong to those guys, so I could just send the entire army up there, but no, I want both garrisons and power armor divisions. So I can send them both out. I can't stop them at the moment, so we're just gonna let them keep going for a little bit. Oh, they breached across. Alright, yep. Doctrine of Tomorrow. Okay. I've already decided it's gonna be the American Juggernaut. The Doctrine of Tomorrow is decided that we are going to have to take back America the hard way, block by block, town by town, city by city, until Old Glory is flying high in the sky once more from sea to shining sea. Of course, how we're going to do it is a matter of debate. The army has come forward with 3 doctrines of which to choose. Some more reserved proponents say we should adopt a defensive approach, allowing our enemies to throw themselves at impenetrable defenses and allow us to walk over them when all that is left is a pile of dead bodies. They take their methods from General Constantine Chase of the Alaska Reclamation. Other, more daring members wish to adopt a high-speed offensive of maneuverability, striking deep into enemy territory and driving home the true nature of total war, pointing to General Sherman when he broke the back of the Confederacy in the Civil War. Lastly, others wish a more measured approach, bringing the full might of America crushing down on our enemies in a slow, inevitable advance that will see all crushed underfoot, like MacArthur when he drove the Chinese across the Yalu River before detonating atomic bombs to remind them who they were messing with. What we choose will be our primary doctrine moving forward. I will not make this decision lightly. Seeing as I've already decided what the decision would be, it's not much of a problem. Oh, yes! We're also getting this one. Because doctrines. Alright. I think we're about as ready as we're gonna get. I don't know why I clicked that one. Alright, we've used up pretty much all our political power. We won't be able to fool the bear. pretty much any longer. And we're not going to. We're not going to hide activities. Alright. Once the Mojave collapses completely, I'm pulling the button. We're just going to lose the 90,000. Okay. The Mojave has capitulated. God, I don't know why that was so hard to say. Foundry, basic foundry is done. So we're going to cut their supply lines. Okay. Might have a superpower. See our Enclave completes focus America's hammer. We have the industrial might, we have the military capacity, and there isn't a foe alive that can withstand the crushing, unrelenting, unstoppable force that is the American army. MacArthur proved this in both the Pacific in World War II and in Korea when he drove the military across seemingly impossible odds to destroy our enemies. First when he drove the Imperial Japanese military out of the Pacific, and when he drove the Communist Chinese army back across their border, securing victory in Korea. While we won't replicate his victory with a nuclear send-off like it happened both times, we can still replicate the drive and force needed to make the army an unforgiving juggernaut, slowly making its way across the wasteland as we bring the light of America back to the eastern shores. America's juggernaut. We're gonna go with this so we can get more supplies. Can we reveal ourselves to the NCR? We cannot do this. So 44 days. We got about 44 days until they go off. They're going to focus on the San Francisco chapter and Lost Hills for the most part. Meaning we should be able to push down from here into the Mojave.
This is Enclave main com.
Army rail. Okay, hold on. You. I want you first.
Here.
You guys are here. I want you to push down to the Mojave outpost, which is their capital. We're seizing Hoover along the way, don't get me wrong, but...
Enclave here. This is Enclave main com.
I want you guys to push down to Needles. Alright, we're setting up all the front lines now. This is it. Final battle. We gotta push to there.
This is Enclave main com.
You guys will be ordered to push to here. You guys will be ordered to push to Gunderson Ranch.
Enclave here.
Your guys' just general order is to push forward to Shady Sands. I want Shady Sands in my hand by the end of the year. I'm gonna ignore this. I'm gonna get some traits for this guy. Pain Train is gonna be your primary one, because you only got those guys right now. This should help with our war in a few minutes. Alright, you'll be our main operative. And you're going in the NCR effective immediately. Get down to Shady Sands. I want it done. Alright, here it comes. Lair of the Bear. We got a month. Once it triggers, I'm pausing the game so we can get through the thing and we can and then we're gonna pull the old world uprising from underneath them. That should give us what we need. Yeah, sure. You can buy stuff from them later. particularly if they got vehicles or stuff. Chop shop is the big one for vehicles. Van Graffs, Butcher Pete's, they got melee stuff. We're not really using melee stuff. Vancouver Mavens. They got some heavy guns in here that could be useful to us, but we haven't really received a whole bunch from them. So this must be the different groupings. Urban and marsh areas. We're gonna go for treading lightly for the most part for all my infantry troops. Well, here it comes. It's almost here. Let's do this. Hide activities from the NCR. Here it comes. We reveal ourselves. It's time for us to reveal ourselves to the bear. Two, one. I feel safer already. Stead Air Force Base was completed. Alright. We're going to do one last focus. This should help us a decent amount. See what it is currently at. Keep up the fight. Division attack. Attacking division speed. Steel caravans. Infantry school. This is all good. This is all great. Go away. Attack, attack, attack should help us deep them out. Mr. President, we are hearing disturbing reports of NCR radio chatter in reference to our facilities. We have also received one report from an NCR spy stumbling into one of our conference rooms, completely unaware of where exactly he was. Needless to say, the NCR is sure to know something is terribly wrong if we don't act now. Continuing to operate as normal may have dire consequences. So, it's time. Time has come. Okay, we are now at war. I'm going to trigger the Californian Revolution. We're going to read this first, and we're going to read this afterwards. The terror struck through Shady Sands Day when a delegation claiming to be from the Enclave arrived wishing to speak to the president of the NCR. The envoy was quickly apprehended by NCR police and army units stationed near the Capitol and locked up under heavy guard. President Kimball was quick to address Congress. Today, our greatest fear is realized. The Enclave, the dark specter of the pre-war United States government, the very same entity that we discovered, wanted to wipe us all out for being mutants, was not destroyed at Navarro. No, like the roaches they are, they survived in Nevada, and they have rebuilt their strength, and they will be coming for us all, our homes, our children. We cannot allow this threat, a threat more powerful than the Legion, to exist in our backyard, for it is only a matter of when the Enclave will attack us and wipe out everything we hold dear. Yesterday, the Enclave made it here to Shady Sands. Tomorrow, it might be Reading. Next week, it could be Sac City. Next month, they'll be in the hub. By next year, if we don't act fast, they'll be marching through the boneyard. As Commander-in-Chief of the Army, Navy, and Air Force, I have directed that all measures be taken for our defense. I ask that the Congress declare that since the very survival of our nation, our children, our way of life, lay in the destruction of this pre-war threat, that state of war should now exist between the new Californian Republic and the Enclave regime. Not if we declare war first. Ha! Suck you, NCR. Okay, the Old World Uprising should trigger. Californian Revolution. While technically speaking more of an invasion, the support we have built up with the desperate and destitute in the new Californian Republic allows us to portray the event as a popular uprising. Our signal has been sent across the nation. It is time to take up arms against the corruption of the NCR regime. Down with the bear, up with the stars. New California Republic declares war on Sierra Enclave. Gunderson Ranch, San Jose, Sac City, and 8 others becomes owner and controller of Gunderson Ranch. Sierra Enclave will be known as the Enclave. Oh, it's glorious. Okay, now, no, hold on.
Enclave here.
Now comes the
This is
unfun
Enclave
part.
main com.
I need you guys to go here.
This is Enclave main com.
I need. Hold on. What's the button? Shift click
Enclave here.
to get all rebel troops. I
Enclave
need
here.
you guys to spread over the entire border. I don't know when I took this
Enclave
one.
here.
You guys, your orders. I'm gonna split you guys. One of you, your orders just go down to Sac City.
This is Enclave main com. This is Enclave main com.
The other half of you, go over to Fresno. You
Enclave here.
and you.
Enclave here.
Your orders are to join this army and to move here. We have to surround as many as possible.
This is
You guys.
Enclave main com.
Your orders are to join this army, and your specific orders are to move to Sac City.
Enclave
Rebels in
here.
the hills. I need half of you put in here. I need you to surround this, and the other half
Enclave
of you.
here. Enclave here.
Which includes you guys to be assigned to this guy and move down here. Including
This
you.
is
Are you
Enclave
in
main
this?
com.
You are. You are not. Okay. So, that should send my troops out. You guys, you have
Enclave
your
here.
respective orders. I want you to launch.
This is Enclave main com.
You guys, I need you guys to hold position and I don't know where to send these guys. This is difficult. I think the army of Tony will handle it. Actually, I take it back. You guys keep moving to your objective. Event or decision, Sac City. We've taken Sac City immediately, pretty much. Our troops
Enclave here.
should move down to our rebel militia should move down. These guys will be
Enclave
moving
main
here.
com.
Those guys will moving up here. Oh, this is stressful. This is very stressful. What kind of air bases do we have? What can we put up? Gunships. We need gunships right now. Fort Sierra gunships. Here they come. What kind of range do you... Oh, God. You guys got a hell of a range. Sheesh. I want you to move to East California. They should be able to get enough support. Once we kill off these guys, we should be fine. We shouldn't have to deal with the San Francisco chapter for the moment. We should be able to move down south with our main army. I'm just going to have these guys for the moment who are here move to this to just control the situation. I'll have the power armor mop this up and, if necessary, move to Sac City. Well, here it is. We are at war. Lost Hills and San Francisco chapter are with us currently. So the Mojave Territories is probably going to get called in a second. In comparison to everyone else, besides the NCR, we have more factories than our side of the war, or on our side of the war, but we do not have the most divisions. Then again, a decent 20 is made up of militia troops, rebel militia. These guys, they're free manpower pretty much, but still, we may have to pull this army away from the 80s once they're fully deployed. Oh, come on. Seriously? Great. So I can pull this one off because the training has been halted for this guy, so he won't train anymore. I'm just gonna pull it off. Whatever. Those guys should still be more than enough to
Enclave
fill out
here.
the 5th Army. I should also be able to switch those guys over. So I don't think I'm over cap. I'm exactly at cap. Awesome. So this is 8 divisions. 8 divisions should be deployed to
This is
the
Enclave main com.
will to be deployed to the 11th Army, making that getting them up to 19 won't be perfect, but it'll work. Well, this is it. The war has started. And unfortunately, we cannot stop it. Either we win or the Enclave dies. And America is finally lost to the corruption of the new California Republic. We're going to click this, and we're going to click the further demoralization. We're not going to do requisition resources, because while it would be helpful, we've permanently reduced production of water in Gator Ranch, and with this, we don't need the NCR's shitty equipment. We have more than enough of our own. Cass should be referring to our planes, I think. The government idea hiding in plain sight has been removed because its prerequisites are no longer filled. You don't say. So, our troops should move to their designated zones at this point in time. We've gotten a whole lot of more options for restoring things because we've taken pretty much a whole bunch of new bases. Sac City, we want Sac City because it'll give us a whole bunch of caps. Don't have to do this anymore, but dang, is that a particularly large quantity? We could restore these more. Oh, we can restore those because we've just taken them, should I say. We can't do any of those right now. Our diamond in the rough, can't do any of that because we don't own those. Executive orders. Is there any executive order that would really help us at this point? Not particularly. Not particularly, no. At this point in time, our base value is 100. Yikes! I feel bad for anyone that goes up against us. Our war support is 100, and our base stability support is 100. That is something. Unfortunately, however, that's where we're going to be ending this video today. I know. We're not quite into the war that was to be expected. We're here. We're in the war. We're now known officially as the Enclave instead of the Sierra Enclave, which, I mean, let's go. That is it's pretty nice, But still, we're finally here. We've finally done it. We've revealed ourselves to the NCR. The Caesar's Legion has been kicked out for another year of their White Peace Treaty. Oh, this is gonna. Plus, we have a collaboration government on them. So, how much do we need for them to cap? So, New California is Republic 17 towards capitulation. They're currently fighting with their faction and will only surrender when all major factions okay. So we have to capitulate the Mojave territories. That should be pretty easy. It controls 91% of victory points and will capitulate when it has 48% or less. That doesn't make any sense though. Let's look over here. The Enclave have 15% collaboration in the New California Republic. This will reduce the New California Republic's surrender level by 4% and will give 15% compliance when the enemy capitulates, which will be used for unlocking additional compliance modifiers. Okay, that's fair. But we've taken pretty much the entirety of the North. Once our divisions get over here to actually take care of this particular problem of their divisions in our territory, because they were fighting against the San Francisco chapter, we can deal with that. We'll get some troops down to deal with Sac City, the militias mainly, and we'll move other militias down to crush these two divisions. They'll hopefully be rerouted to Sac City. We got our power armor troops that are going to be moving down to here to crush this. I might be able to siphon one or two out to come destroy this. Actually, that is a decent amount of divisions. Yeah, I'm probably going to siphon a few divisions over for that. Some of these guys will be coming down here. Two of them will be coming to move to kill this guy. The rest of that army is going to move down to Shady Sands. We're going to hold that. We're not going to push. We've given the order to push for these guys down here. So the minute the Mojave territories join against us, they should push through. Got our Air Force up, or it will be up when it's deployed over East California. So we're in a pretty good position. We are in a pretty good position at the moment. We haven't conquered the NCR just yet, but with Lost Hills, the Brotherhood down in Lost Hills, and the San Francisco chapter pushing a whole bunch, they're not going to have enough troops to deal with us and both the Brotherhood and the San Francisco chapter. So this is pretty good. This is a step in the right direction. Before it was the bull and the bear, but now it's the eagle from above. Thank you all for joining me. This is Dragon Man out. And remember, God bless the Enclave. God bless America. I'll see you all next time.